Everybody, we're going to try this number 3. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. So before I start talking, I want to confirm you guys can hear me. Anybody? All right, Mr. Allmine says you can hear me. All right, good. So I don't know what happened there. I ended up rebooting, like I brought out a second mic and plugged that in and it was still having problems, so I rebooted the whole computer and that seems to have fixed it. So I don't know what happened there, but we are back at it. A little late, running an hour late now, but we may cut it a little short today. I don't know, but we'll play it by ear. But so what I was saying that you guys didn't hear me at all was I wanted to just mention that for those possibly any of you watching now or at any point going to PowerCon this weekend, and PowerCon starts tomorrow in Columbus, Ohio, we are going to I'm going to be doing 2 different contests. One I'm going to be doing with Shartimus Prime, who is attending PowerCon this year. He's got an actual panel, I believe, on Sunday. But on Saturday, he's also got a table. So on Saturday, if you find him, if you're going to PowerCon on Saturday and you find Shartimus Prime and you take a picture with him, then and post it up on your Instagram and you tag Marvelous News, Shartimus Prime, and Big Bad Toy Store, you will be entered into a contest for a $200 store credit to Big Bad Toy Store. We'll do the drawing Sunday morning, and the Marvelous News Instagram account will contact the winner via private message on Instagram, and that person will win. So, and it's one entry per person, and again, that's with Shartimus Prime. Then the second contest, I'm working with a vintage toy store that's going to be attending PowerCon. They're called Eternia Dreams. They sell more than just He-Man, though at PowerCon, that's all they're going to be selling is He-Man stuff. And with that one is with TNI, Toy News International. So with that one, on Saturday and starting tomorrow and Saturday, if you take a picture in front of their booth, you post up on your Instagram, you tag Eternia Dreams and Toy News International on Instagram, you'll be entered for a drawing to win a $200 store credit to their store. So, and they don't have like an online store per se, but they do, on like their Facebook group, they do like, live auctions and stuff. So even if you don't live, they're a local store to me about an hour away, but, even like if you're PowerCon, you'll have a chance to use the credit there at PowerCon on Sunday if you're there, but if not, you'll still have an opportunity to do it. So I don't know how many of you here, maybe none of you are going to actual PowerCon this weekend, but if you are, going to give you some chances to win. And we'll have full details up on the websites, Toy News Eye and Marvelous News tomorrow. So if you didn't catch all that, you can go back there and you can go and do that. Go read up. All right, so now they got that out of the way. I don't have a whole lot. I didn't have a whole lot specific tonight to talk about. There was some new GIJoe classified names dropped today that are going to be coming in 2023. So I thought we could talk a little bit about that. Just announced right before the live stream, I started the live stream today. Hasbro announced that they are doing a Marvel Legends live stream next Wednesday, their own live stream next Wednesday, on their YouTube channel at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So that, I wasn't kind of really expecting them to do a live stream this month. I was kind of thinking they were going to wait until next month with PulseCon, but they are going to do one. They say new reveals, new pre-orders. Since I just found out they're doing the live stream, I have not really had a chance to kind of look into it and see maybe what they're going to reveal. My first thought was maybe they're going to go on and launch the HasLab, the Marvel Legends HasLab. But being that they said that they were going to be doing reveals and pre-orders, my guess is it's not the HasLab. All right, so done a little rambling. Let's do a roll call just to see who is here on this is technically our third attempt tonight at a live stream. So we've got Anonymous Dude in the house. KB is in the house. The Art of Reselling is in the house. What's up? Mr. All Mine. Leonard Mickle, welcome. Oh Snap is in the house. Macro Man GIJoe, probably mispronounced that, but welcome. Clay is in the house. A Punk with Toys is in the house. King Panther, welcome. KB, welcome. The Wolfpack Toy Review, welcome. Mr. X, Michael is in the house as always. Mark 44 Prime, Darth Educator. So glad you guys stuck with me. Again, I apologize for all that technical difficulties earlier. I really don't know what caused that. That's the first time that's happened. And, you know, I saw some of you guys suggesting it, like, just reboot your computer. Of course, if I'd reboot it, then I still would have had to start everything over. But, yeah, that was the fix, apparently, was just rebooting my computer. What's up, Lou? So, GIJoe Classified, they announced 2 new figures today. And surprisingly, you know, like figures that were released more towards the end of the line, I think. So, Big Ben from the GIJoe team and a Cobra Range Viper. So, honestly, not favorites of mine. I didn't actually have... I had, like, in the more recent lines, I've had the Range Viper and I think a Big Ben. But I didn't have those in the original line, so... Blake, what's up, man? Rodney? So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I probably will get them, but those are definitely ones I'm not as excited for as, like, most of the others that they've been announcing here recently for GIJoe. So, but Big Ben and Cobra Range Viper are apparently headed for classified, getting the classified treatment sometime next year. Yeah, I barely remember. I remember the Range Vipers from the comics, but again, I always thought the Range Viper was kind of ugly, and Big Ben is not a character I remember a whole lot. Yeah, so this is the card art for them. So, like, I remember seeing Big Ben. I remember I've seen this card art before, but I really don't remember a whole lot about the character. And then, like I said, I always thought these Vipers were pretty damn ugly. I gotta imagine Hawk Chuck is coming pretty soon. I mean, at some point. I mean, I can't imagine we won't get a Hawk. Question is, what version of Hawk? Will it be like in his battle fatigues, or will it be more of his just green outfit like he used to wear in the comics? I would guess battle fatigues, but I don't know. Ben, I'm not surprised that you like the name of that character. Roy, no, they won't. They'll be regular classified figures. They won't be part of the retro line. We've already heard all the retro figures they're doing for, if you mean the Walmart line. So the last 2 of those was the Crimson Guard and the Snake Eyes figure. KB wants a blue dress gung ho. Doc, I definitely want to see sooner rather than later. Alpine would be cool too. I mean, Alpine with I mean, we're getting Bazooka. You got to have Alpine. Yep. It was. Well, while we were having technical difficulties here, that they announced that. Other announcements for movies. So Flash is still a go. I know everyone was worried that Flash was going to get canceled, but apparently, Warner Brothers has full confidence in the Flash movie. I think the Blue Beetle movie is unknown at this time whether they're gonna still do that one or not. Yeah. The Batgirl movie getting canned has kind of had everyone talking for the last 2 days. Yeah, that's been kind of the big buzz of news. Quick Kick never wears shoes. He's always barefoot, man. Jeff W., thank you, man, for the super chat donation. So Target had the Python and TF GIJoe Classified, Tiger Force GIJoe Classified figures available this morning, showing August 7th and 9th ship date. Now they're all pre-orders or sold out. Yeah, that's ship date. I want to say I got like an email a while back from Target saying like October for some of those. I don't know. They'll show up when they show up, but I haven't really been. I think they've shown up in some. I think people have found some of those in stores. So I ended up buying a Dr. Mindbender from somebody overseas. You know, the Dr. Mindbender figure has been released overseas in Hong Kong. So I paid a little extra to get it, but I figured, what the hell? So I should have, knock on wood, if you know, assuming it doesn't get like stuck in customs or something, I should have the Dr. Mindbender next week. Oh, and my like the McFarlane toy store is like shipping a lot of the DC multiverse stuff, like ASAP, like stuff that just went up for pre-order. So like the Blue Beetle and Booster Gold set is already shipping from the McFarlane toy store. The Deathstroke figure there is shipping as well. So what's up, Everett? Rachel, what's up? I didn't get Deathstroke from the McFarlane store, but I did go on and get the Booster Gold and the Blue Beetle 2-pack. So that's supposed to be here by Monday. No, he's not worth that much. I didn't pay that much for it, though. With shipping, I did end up paying, you know, a lot more than it costs to pull. So I wouldn't recommend it unless you just, you know, money's not an issue. But I was like, I don't feel like waiting until December, though they might ship out sooner than December. But I was like, I let my impatience get the better of me. Yeah, he's got a sword, but no guns. I probably will get the Deathstroke figure, but I was like, yeah, I'll get it at some later point. Lord Venger, this is our third attempt at the stream. I got my technical difficulties and I was like, damn it, we're going to do this anyway. Even if nobody showed back up, I was like, damn it, we're going to do this. Rachel needs advice collecting vintage G.I. Joes. What kind of advice are you looking for? Chuck, what do I think about the Talker Art racist comments about the Hasbro team? I think they were idiotic. So there's no need whatsoever to bring in anyone's race or anything. And when, you know, especially talking about, I mean, frankly, never, but especially when talking about action figures. So those to me were completely inappropriate. Now, the thing is, about that whole Talker art thing is, I mean, he was the one that uploaded like the confrontation that he had with Dan Young at San Diego Comic-Con at the Hasbro booth. He's the one that actually uploaded that video himself. So I don't know if that, I, I honestly feel like he didn't think it was a big deal, and that doesn't make it right in any way. But I think he thought he was being edgy and cool and like confronting Hasbro and because there are people out there that are just like desperate to hate Hasbro no matter what. They're like either jealous because people are getting sent stuff, or they're just mad in general. I mean, I understand Hasbro's not perfect. I understand there are definitely some screwy things that Hasbro does. But at the end of the day, I mean, why are you even watching a YouTube channel or doing a YouTube channel about action figures if you're not into them? I mean, if all you're doing is looking to find things to complain about, I don't even know why you're even bothering with the hobby. So, but there definitely seems to be this contingent of people that are just looking for something to hate on. And Hasbro is often, one of their favorite targets. Again, I'm not sitting here saying Hasbro does everything perfect. I'm not saying their products are perfect or anything like that. But even if you have a legitimate gripe with a Hasbro product, when you start like using terms like calling people like Dan Young and Ryan Ting Asian twins in a derogatory way. I mean, he wasn't being, he was doing it in a derogatory way. It was basically, and not necessarily derogatory towards Asians, but just derogatory towards them, is how it came off to me. So even if he called them like idiots, it still, I don't think would have been cool, because there's no reason to attack somebody in any way for this stuff. I mean, there's no reason for it, period. So I don't know if the guy's racist. I met the guy once at San Diego Comic-Con several years ago. He seemed like an okay guy. I've never really watched his videos because he seems to like to use profanity on a regular basis, and that's another thing that to me is just not needed. I mean, I guess maybe that makes you edgy and cool with the young crowd or something if you throw in cuss words every 2 minutes when you're talking about action figures. But to me, so I've never really watched his videos, but I've never, I don't know the guy well enough to say, oh, he's 100% a racist, but I definitely feel like he was trying to be edgy. He thought he's trying to gain that viewership of those people that just want to see people hating on Hasbro. And, I in this case, I think it backfired. I mean, maybe he is a total racist. I don't know. Again, I just don't know the guy well enough. But I will say it was a dumb thing to do. It was a dumb thing to say. He probably should come out and apologize. I've heard some people say he addressed it, but I don't know exactly how he addressed it. But I think he probably should come out and just say, it was a stupid thing to say, and, he's very sorry for saying it. If it were me, that's what I would do. But I will also say there's issues that have been kind of conflated together. So the Asian thing, bringing someone's race or whatever out, using that as a way to be derogatory is completely idiotic in every shape or form. There's no defense for that. But I will also say I've been seeing two kind of sides of the discussions going on. There's that issue, and then there's the issue of like these guys that are mad at the guys that Hasbro has been like calling out and like sending stuff and things like that. And I've talked about this before where it's like there's this elitism that is seemingly being set up in this hobby, which is not a big hobby in general. So it doesn't take much, you don't need 100,000 subscribers to really get your name out there in this hobby, because it's just not that big of a hobby. So there's like this elitism that seems to be, forming, and not maybe intentionally by the YouTubers. If Hasbro were to approach you as a YouTuber and say, hey, I want to send you free stuff, or hey, I want to, I'm going to call you out and say I like your channel or whatever. I don't think any one of us would say, oh no, don't do that, man. I don't want that. I think we would enjoy the attention. You got to realize that all these guys are fans. They're not like professionals. They're not, we call them toy reviewers, but they're just fans who liked, say, like Marvel Legends, and they started making videos about it. And, they've got the company's ear, and, I don't think you can blame any of those guys for kind of taking advantage of that. But, and I don't know exactly where I'm going with this point, but I just feel like, and I've said this before, if you start making YouTube videos for whatever reason, whether it's toy reviews, toy news, or whatever, do it for yourself. Don't do it because you're hoping a toy company is going to send you free product. Don't do it because you're hoping you're going to become like super popular or something like that, because it's all bullshit. And just do it because you enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, then don't do it. And if you're going to get mad because Hasbro isn't acknowledging you or isn't sending you free product, even though you think you're like constantly doing reviews of their stuff or whatever, then again, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And that's really all I have to say about all of it. But as far as, again, the racial comments, bringing race into it, that's 100% just bullshit. And if you're ever going to make a YouTube video yourself, don't ever do something stupid like that. And the only reason why I'm even talking about this, because again, Talker Art himself put out the video that started all this. I don't think any of us would be talking about this if he hadn't put up that video, which I think he maybe has taken down now. I don't know, but others, of course, have grabbed it and reposted it and stuff. So I mean, but he put it out there. So anything, he kind of did this all to himself. So I don't know. No, toy shiz. Why would you think we're talking about? Oz? You got to look at the context of the comments. So if I use the word Asian, no, that's not racist in itself. But if I'm walking into the Hasbro booth and I'm going, oh look, it's the Asian twins, that's a derogatory comment. That is going to be deemed racist. Whether he's racist or not, I don't know. I don't know the guy well enough to sit here and say 100%. He's but best case scenario, he's oblivious to the fact that how that's going to come off to people, and so that makes him not the brightest bulb in the box, or he's racist. So either way, to me, is not a very good thing. But yes, when you say stuff like that in that kind of way, that is racist, and stupid. I mean, like I said, if he walked into the booth and said, oh look, it's those two stupid idiots from the Hasbro Marvel Legend brand team, that maybe wouldn't be racist, but it would still be idiotic, because you're sitting there essentially attacking these guys for no real reason, and probably just so you can get attention for yourself. I mean, again, you can criticize the products that they put out. you can give them constructive criticism, and I think that's 100% fair. If you want to sit there and say, oh, these paint applications are horrible, or, you know, your prices are too high, or, you know, you think it's a terrible decision that they've gotten rid of the plastic windows on packaging, those are all perfectly reasonable things for somebody to talk about, or even try and bring up with them in, you know, at an event like San Diego. But if you're walking into the booth and you're calling them names, or, you know, you're trying to turn their, because they're Asian, as if that's a bad thing, that is just, like I said, there's no defending that. So this isn't about being a shill. This isn't about, you know, being an influencer. This is simply being stupid and saying stupid things. Now, like I said, he could come out and apologize, and, you know, I think people deserve second chances. And, you know, if he truly showed that he understands what he did was not appropriate and wrong, and apologized, I mean, I don't know the guy. I certainly wouldn't necessarily start watching his videos, but I wouldn't be sitting here going, oh my God, this guy, you know, I wouldn't be sitting here ranting about him every day either. But at the same time, like I said, there's no defending what he said, what he did. And I think he said that multiple times. I only saw the video of his when he was at the San Diego Comic-Con, but my impression is that's not the first time he said something like that in his video. So I don't really watch Toy Shiz either, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's ever said anything like that. And he likes the Hasbro guys, so I don't think he's gonna say derogatory things about them. Anonymous dude, yes, I know who Sean Long is. I've, you know, met him multiple times at conventions and stuff. He's a nice guy. I didn't know he had COVID, but you know, he's usually selling. He's been selling a lot of his stuff for a couple years now, and he really doesn't do a whole lot of YouTube stuff anymore, I don't think. But he got married recently and had a kid, so. However, I kind of just went over the situation. But I'm sure you'll see, like, Boog from ACBA, I think, has done a video about it, and I think they're probably going to do a podcast tomorrow talking about it and stuff. So I'm sure it's not the last that we've heard of it. I think Sean Long was doing videos before Shartimus. In fact, I think Sean Long got Shartimus into doing the videos, so that actually makes sense. What's up, Sammy from Hong Kong? Hope things are going good for you. Or he says you can go to Articulated Ninja channel and catch up on what happened. I've never heard of that one, so I'll take your word on that one, Rodney. I'm sure lots of people. I mean, it's drama. I mean, it's bullshit, but it's also drama. So people, I'm sure, will. McFarlane Maniac. Not since they put out that teaser image. So hopefully we'll get some more details on that fairly soon. McEvil Twin Toys, all I can say to that is that's bullshit. DJ, thank you, man. Brand new shirt just arrived the other day from Super 7. So I picked it up with, I guess this was one of the things they had at San Diego Comic Con. I thought it was pretty cool. So I will say that this is an extra large and it fits kind of, I probably should have gone with an extra, extra large because I think they've sized these on the small side. So it's a little bit snug, but overall, it's a pretty cool shirt. Lou, no, not really anything. I mean, not since San Diego Comic Con. Anonymous, I figure when I get the Hiss tank, this will be a good shirt to wear when I'm doing a video about it. So, KB says he's got 3 roadblocks. Yeah, I mean, my go-to roadblock is the Amazon exclusive one, the heavy artillery one. Actually, that Target one that they did, I call that one my heavy duty figure because that to me looks more like the character heavy duty than roadblock. So I actually use that as heavy duty. The original roadblock, it's in a drawer somewhere where I don't know. I've been getting the Tiger Force and Python Patrol stuff, but I can't say that like I feel like I need to get every single one that they do of those. Joey, I am not attending PowerCon, so I will not be there myself. Again, Shartimus Prime will be there, and if you take your picture with him, he'll be wearing his Marvelous News shirt on Saturday. And if you take a picture with him and post it on Instagram, tag Marvelous News, Shartimus Prime, and Big Bad Toy Store, we're going to do a drawing on Sunday for a $200 store credit to Big Bad Toy Store. But I will not. I was debating on whether to go to PowerCon this year. It's the closest this has been because usually it's out in California, but it's still like a 6-hour drive for me, and I was just like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make it out this year. But I hope it ends up being cool. I mean, I don't expect a whole lot of like breaking news. I think NECA Toys is gonna have a few things to show off. Four Horsemen are going to be there. Some of the other smaller companies are going to be there. But yeah, it's definitely not going to be like news wise. It's not going to be anything on par with like San Diego Comic Con this year. But I hope like maybe they're able to grow into that. That's really what I would like to see happen with that convention. But we'll have to see how it goes. Ben from the bunker, C2E2. I I don't know. I am not. I've never been to that convention. That one's what in Chicago? I want to say Everett for your Venom. If you want just a normal Venom figure, I would recommend going with the 3-pack one that they just announced. I think that's more comic book accurate. Um, but that I mean that's just my personal opinion. 3, I mean Amazon's put that or heavy artillery one up multiple times. I mean, you're not going to see it unless you buy it because it's online, and it's an Amazon exclusive. But what's up, Craig? The Venom with wings, if I'm not mistaken, is like they took the movie Venom figure and painted it as a comic book one, I think. So I think that's why it doesn't really do a, yeah, I don't think it captures a comic look for Venom very well. And then of course you got the big wings, I mean, which I know he had briefly in the comics, but when I think of Venom, I don't really think of a character with wings. Venomous Maximus. I have the 3 3/4 inch one of that. Or I did, I actually sold it, but I did have that one. But that would be a cool one. If they were going to do like more modern characters, I definitely could go for that one. Oh, so we talked about this on Tuesday. I think Blake brought it up about my pile of loot from Big Bad Toy Store, but it arrived today, so I thought I'd go in and open it up here. So if you were on the live stream on Tuesday, then you know what's in the box. So I ended up getting the Mafex Nightfall Batman. I kept seeing everyone posting these awesome pictures of it, so I was like, damn it, I gotta get this. Star Wars Black Series 5th brother from the Obi-Wan series. Actually don't remember actually getting this one, but vintage collection Obi-Wan from the Obi-Wan series. This bad boy, the new Motormaster Stunticon for the Legacy series. I wish Hasbro would go. I wish like they would just release all the Stunticons at the same time. Like, it sucks having to wait like months to get all of them. And then finally, this was an impulse buy. So, as a kid, I used to love G-Force and this ship. Like, nobody ever made toys from this cartoon when I was a kid. So, like, I actually would like make paper cutouts of the vehicles and stuff, and like pretend like they were actual toys. I know, kind of a loser of me, but I always loved this show. So I'm not really into model kits, so I don't know how difficult this is going to be to put together, but I saw it. I was just looking around Big Bad Toy Store, and I was like, damn, that's cool. And it allows you to like, it's got the little vehicles that you can put inside of it. I think that's what I always found the most cool about it, was like how all the little vehicles would like join up with the, ship and make it like whole. I know Storm Collectibles is doing figures from the series, though, at least one. I'm still crossing my fingers that they do end up doing the whole team. But if they don't, somebody needs to get that license and give us a full... sometimes you guys ask me what toy line would I most like to see. I think it's, you know, G-Force, Gatchaman, like 6-inch figures with, and maybe some vehicles. Bean, I did get the all that stuff you just saw was from Big Bad Toy Store. Yes. Darth Educator, the Death Watch Mando is amazing. It's a great figure. Yeah, Mr. Orm, I'm a little worried though because it's been some time since they announced the first figure and we haven't seen any indication that they're going to do more. So I'm a little worried that they're not going to do any more. I've got that one on pre-order from Big Bad Toy Store, so I'm waiting for that to come in. But I'm hoping that they end up doing more. It's like usually whenever somebody picks up that license, they'll do like 1 or 2 of the characters and then they stop. So I don't think anyone, at least in a very long time, has done the entire team. Rashid, yeah, I hate when that happens. Like, in fact, it did happen. Like, as soon as I had this pile of loot sent to me, the Valiver Sergeant Slaughter came in stock and the GIJoe Classified Storm Shadow. So it's like, oh man, like literally the day after I had this sent, more stuff came in and I was like, damn. Eric Stream, I do not know who has King Arthur's Knights of Justice. Not sure anybody does, to be honest. Well, I'll be honest with you, I didn't have it pre-ordered like when it originally went up for pre-order. I just pre-ordered it like, you know, like a week or so ago, and then it came in stock a few days later. So I'd seen some people starting to get shipping notices for it, so I was like, oh, they must be getting it in stock. So if you pre-ordered it from them and you still haven't gotten anything, you might want to shoot them an email and see what's up. What's up, Quinn? Power Busters, I'm about to have King Arthur at this rate. Stink says you watch while I open the Batman. Open it up a little bit here, I guess. I've not bought a Mafex figure in a very long time. Like, I'm gonna probably get the McFarlane toy one, but I just thought this one looked better. He's got the soft goods cape. Just a little wrinkled up, but not too bad. Yeah, I like the metallic colors. I like the darker gray. I wish McFarlane had given us this shade of gray on their figure. These look like will snap off pretty easy, so probably make sure that those don't get caught on something. These ones up here too. This is a pretty thin plastic, so. But yeah, I've always liked this armor design. So it's definitely a pretty sweet looking figure. I have to find a place to display it because like I don't have a lot of Mafex figures out on display anymore, and it like wouldn't fit with the McFarlane stuff. So Nightfall was a pretty good story overall. I still have those comics. Three yeah. I mean, I think it's because it's the expense. Like, these are not made for kids, so obviously, they feel like they can make them more delicate. Whereas, like a DC multiverse figure, while a lot of adult collectors buy that stuff, they're still made in a lot of ways with the kid in mind. So they're made to be more durable. That's basically why. It's kind of weird how the belt kind of doesn't attach in the front here. It's like a loose piece. That's kind of weird. And yeah, I mean, Hot Toys and SH Figure Arts and stuff, like, I sometimes I just don't have the patience for them. When you get, especially when you get like a lot of tiny little accessories and stuff, I'm like, I've got big fat fingers, so I just, sometimes those more, detailed lines like that, with 50,000 accessories and stuff, I actually end up getting more irritated with than regular stuff. King Panther. I feel like we certainly are getting a Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider with his car, and it will look good, but I hope other tiers for other figures happen. Johnny, I agree with you that I think there's probably a good bet we will get Robbie Reyes and his car. Unless Hasbro is just trying to totally throw us off, like be misleading with the like clues they left with those accessories and stuff at San Diego Comic-Con. I think it's almost definitely going to be Robbie Reyes. The question is whether they will also do the other Ghost Riders. But I don't. If they do the other Ghost Riders, I don't think they will be. I don't think they'll be stretch goals. I think it would just be like they're gonna do. The HasLab is a set of all three Ghost Riders with their vehicles. I think it's either going to be just Robbie Reyes and his car, or it's going to be a set with all three, and then there might be other figures that they throw in as stretch goals, like maybe Mephisto, maybe Blackheart, something like that. But I feel like if they're going to include the other Ghost Riders, they're because if they did them as stretch goals, I don't think they would include the bikes, and I don't think I don't really want the other Ghost Riders unless we're going to get the bikes to go along with them. Now we already have a Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider and bike that they did a couple years ago, so I don't know. JayCo, it's hard to say. If it's just Robbie Reyes and his car, I think we will be looking at between $250 and $300. If it is a set of all three Ghost Riders and their bikes and the car, then I think it goes up to like 400, somewhere in that neighborhood. But it's hard to say without actually knowing what it's going to be, what the price is going to be. I was kind of thinking, maybe they were going to launch the Kickstarter next week, which is why they were going to have the, they're doing the live stream next Wednesday. But because they specifically said they're going to be showing off new product and pre-orders, usually when they do like announce the Kickstarter, they dedicate the entire like live stream to the Kickstarter. So I don't think they would show off other products if they were going to announce the Kickstarter next week. So that's just speculation on my part, but Michael, yes, PowerCon starts tomorrow. Jerry, yeah. I mean, but I figure if they end up doing the other Ghost Riders and their bikes, they're going to be more decked out with flames and maybe even electronics, lights and stuff. I'm making an assumption. So if they did like the other Ghost Riders and their bikes, I feel like it would be better detailed and such than that previous Johnny Blaze that we got. Power Turtle. So the big thing at PowerCon for news, like for those of us sitting at home, is going to be NECA toys. They probably are going to have a few new products. I wouldn't expect like a ton of new stuff, but they probably will have a couple of things they didn't show at San Diego Comic-Con. Four Horsemen, if you're into Mythic Legions and things like that, they're going to be there. And then, like I said, there's some other smaller companies that are going to be there, but now people like, Pixel Dan, of course, will be there. Shartimus Prime is going to be there. Robo from Fwoosh is going to be there. So those guys are all going to be there, and they've got a panel. Toy Galaxy, I believe, is going to be there. Eric Stream, Thrasher and the Thunder Machine. What are we talking about? Next year's GIJoe HasLab? Danny is my favorite Ghost Rider. That's the Ghost Rider. Like my first exposure to Ghost Rider was that Ghost Rider series from the 90s with Danny. So that's my favorite Ghost Rider. My first Ghost Rider figure was the Toy Biz Ghost Rider Danny with his bike. So he's my favorite. So I definitely hope he's in this HasLab set. Robbie Reyes, which seems like kind of a cool character. I've read very few of the comics with him in it. I saw him on Agents of Shield, but I thought maybe Super 7 was going to be there for some reason, but I checked and Super 7 will not be there this year. So definitely I wouldn't, unless NECA is going to pull something out of their ass, and I'm not expecting that. I don't think you're going to hear anything about Rogue Ghostbusters at PowerCon. NECA is going to be making some licensing announcement, I believe, at PowerCon, like announcing a new license, but I doubt it would be Real Ghostbusters. I don't think there's much chance of that either, of NECA doing Masters of the Universe. I think the rumors started flying about that because back when like NECA was like the first company to be announced to be at PowerCon, and I think that was before everyone realized that PowerCon was no longer a Masters of the Universe only convention. So everybody was like, "Oh, NECA's going to PowerCon? Are they doing Masters of the Universe figures?" And I think that's where that came from. But I think Mattel has got, they're going full force with Masters, so I don't think they're gonna have other companies doing that scale of figure. I think Mattel is like, yeah, we've got it handled right now. We've got cartoons, we've got a movie coming. We've got the Masters of the Universe product. We'll let Mondo do some 12-inch figures, but we've got everything else. Stinkfist, what is my favorite combiner? I'm gonna say the Combaticons. Bruticus was my favorite. Stunticons probably a close second. I mean, the Constructicons were the original combiner, so they're also pretty cool. But as far as just like the figures and the toys and everything, I always liked this. I liked the story with the Combaticons in the cartoon with Starscream. He found them. He found the old World War II vehicles and he basically turned them into Decepticons. So I always liked that story. And then the Stunticons I always thought were cool, and the Aerial Bots. But if I had to pick one as my favorite, I'm going to go with the Combaticons. Dan Larson blocked you mistakenly because some guy before you typed profanity. The Gobots combiners? I don't remember Gobot combiners. I remember like the big Gobots, the super Gobots, but I don't remember Gobot combiners. I think they did. I didn't pre-order or buy those, so I lose track. I mean, Super 7's got so many pre-orders out there that I'm lucky if I can keep up with the Thundercats, which is the only line that I personally actively collect from Super 7. Prey, well, NECA has said they are doing figures from the Prey, that new Predator series on Hulu, so I don't know if they'll show those this weekend. They did, I believe they did suggest that we probably would see them go up for pre-order sometime this month, so we might see them this weekend. But yes, NECA has definitely confirmed that they're doing stuff from the new Prey series. Yeah, I guess anime. What was the one that they just recently reissued? Like the original time it was before Ultimates actually became a line, and they released, they called them deluxe figures originally, and then they re-released them as Ultimates. I forget which those were. All right, well, I know we've only been on an hour after all the technical difficulties, but I think it's 8:30, so I think I'm going to go on and call it um JD. Or no, I'm personally not going to PowerCon. However, I am sponsoring some contests with Shartimus Prime, and then a vintage toy store called Eternia Dreams. So basically, we're giving away $200 store credits. The one with Shartimus Prime with Marvelous News is going to be a $200 store credit to Big Bad Toy Store. And then Eternia Dreams, which again is a vintage toy store that will be there with T and I. And basically, if you take your picture with Shartimus on Saturday with his Marvelous News shirt, you tag Marvelous News, Shartimus Prime, Big Bad Toy Store, you'll be entered in the drawing. Friday and Saturday, if you take your picture in front of the Eternia Dreams booth and tag Eternia Dreams and Toy News Eye and this is all on Instagram, post your picture up and tag us, then you'll be entered a drawing for a $200 credit to Eternia Dreams. So, but I personally will not be there this year. I came pretty close. I was like almost gonna go, and then I just decided not to. But anyway, I'm gonna call it a night. Thanks everyone for third time's the charm here. Everyone who stuck through the technical difficulties earlier, appreciate it. KB Dan Larson isn't Dan Larson. I have no idea. Anyway, so yeah, so stay safe, guys. I will be doing a news video tomorrow. As far as if you're going to PowerCon, and you missed all the details of the contests, we'll have them up on TNI Marvelous News tomorrow, so just check the sites. But if you are going to PowerCon tomorrow, or this weekend, I should say, you will have a shot at winning some cool prizes. So, but news video tomorrow, and if you don't watch that, then I'll talk to you guys next week. And as always, guys, stay safe out there, and I'll catch you later.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News message boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.